Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about Immortal Hulk issues 46 to 49, written by Al Ewing, and we're going to get the setup to the conclusion of the series. So in the previous video, we had the Hulk. He had been defeated by the UFOs. He had died, but Joe Fixit and the inner child Hulk went to the place below all, and we discovered that Mr. Fixit was able to tap into the radiation that X-Ray used on him. And we got the rebirth of Red Hulk. So when the Immortal Hulk comes back from the dead, he's a fusion between Red Hulk and Green Hulk. And also Joe Fixit is in control, and he literally just wipes the floor with the UFOs. He is freaking brutal against these guys. So what happens is things pick up with Hulk in a bar. He's trying to blow off steam, but he knows that he's being hunted down and he's not running anymore. So now we discover that Henry Peter Gyrick now sends his plan B in. He sends in the Avengers. So now we have round 2 between the Immortal Hulk and the Avengers. But now we have Bettty Ross as Harpy swooping in to help her husband. While this battle is raging on, Gamma Flight also jump into the fray. They're teleported there. Now we get a really interesting moment that I feel like it's a missed opportunity, or maybe it's explored in another issue, where Captain America crosses paths in this battle with a very deformed and monstrous Rick Jones. Captain America is heartbroken to see his friend like this, and also we have to remember that Hydra Cap is the one responsible for Rick Jones' death. So I guess Cap also feels responsible for that too. But the thing is that you just get a couple of lines of dialogue and it's pretty much forgotten. At least in the context of this series up until its end, we don't know what happens to poor Rick Jones. I guess he's freed from this monstrous state, but I don't know when it happens. But what happens is that the Avengers start getting the upper hand in the battle. When all of a sudden we have She-Hulk, she has a change of heart. She sides with Hulk. She gives everyone a thunderous thunderclap. That sounded super redundant, but the thing is that Hulk and company skedaddle out of there. So now we have Hulk and friends seeking refuge in this hotel somewhere in New York City, trying to figure out what they're going to do next. When we get this really, really good conversation between Bettty Ross and Joe Fixit, it's actually a really good heart-to-heart conversation, very well written, where Joe Fixit explains to Bettty Ross, look, I'm not the same guy as Bruce Banner, and that he actually abandoned Bruce Banner in the place below all. Bettty Ross obviously does not take this very well. But what I find most interesting in this conversation is that they start diving into some really old school Peter David stuff. Why did Joe Fixit abandon her when she was pregnant? Why did he fake his death and hide in Las Vegas? And Joe actually explains where he models his personality after. That when he was a kid, he was very fixated on old black and white movies that revolved around the members of the Rat Pack. So we're talking about Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. They would always portray characters that were scoundrels and were very fixated on Las Vegas. That every time he would get a beat down from his dad, he would watch one of these flicks. So that's why he basically acts like an asshole. But he makes this confession that he actually really is in love with Bettty Ross. That he considers her to be Banner's wife, not his. And we get this fantastic moment where Bettty Ross gets some closure. And it's super cool that Ewing does not make this explicit. if Bettty Ross is willing to move on to end this toxic relationship once and for all. Because once Joe Fixit says this, she leaves. It's like Betty's obsession with Hulk revolved around the fact that she can never really have a true relationship with Hulk and Banner. But once she has Hulk, the reason that drives her is not there, so this relationship cannot prevail. So the thing is that Joe is devastated by the fact that Bettty left, but he understands. Now he's ready to go to the place below Alm and confront the leader. So basically what happens is that the Hulk strolls down to the Fantastic Four's base. After a brief standoff with the Avengers, Hulk is like, look, I don't want a conflict with you guys. Reed Richards is willing to help Hulk. He opens this portal to hell. Hulk jumps in. But we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.